Hello there crafties! Welcome and welcome back to my channel. For those who are new here, my name is Nisa and I love to do sewing tutorial vlogs where I refashion old clothing into something new and more on trend. I also do projects from scratch like this one we are working on right now. In my previous vlog, which I know it has been 6 months ago, I've shown you guys kung paano ko dinraft yung bodies at puff sleeve pattern ng project natin ngayon, which is the Shein lace top. If you're interested and planning to make your own but don't know how, you can watch it in my previous vlog. Pero sa last vlog ko guys, hindi ko nasali or hindi ko talaga sinali yung process ng pag-cut ng ruffle detail sa my waist part niya guys, since I want to give you a full and in-depth explanation on how to cut it. Kaya for today's video, at last, tatakil na natin yan siya guys. But before we start, I just want to take this opportunity to thank my 1,114 subscribers. Thank you talaga guys kasi kahit ang tagal kong nawala, andyan pa rin kayo. Actually, medyo nadagdagan pa nga tayo dito sa channel ko. I want to apologize na rin guys for ghosting you for more than half a year. Actually, ang daming reasons guys kung bakit ako nawala pero hindi ko na-elaborate kasi alam kong mabubore lang kayo sa mga excuses ko. Ang importante, I am back. We are back. I won't make any promises na lang. I'll just do whatever I need to do to be more consistent and make this channel grow even more. And I want to welcome you na rin guys sa aking sewing room / studio. Actually, after my last upload pa ito siya natapos. Let's do a quick tour na rin guys. I'm so happy and thankful lang guys kasi it's been 15 years na ata since nag-start akong manahe. Finally, nagkaroon na talaga ako ng safe and comfortable space of my own to freely create my projects and do filming na rin. As I posted in my latest short video guys, medyo marami-rami na rin ang nagawa kong projects dito. But sadly, I wasn't able to film them. But since we are back after this video topic, ay dito na tayo gagawa ng mga future projects natin guys. So without further ado, let's get started. Yung tawag pala sa ruffle na yan ay flounce or circular ruffle. If you're interested to learn more about this topic, please continue watching and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't yet. But before we start cutting our flounce or circular ruffle, ay pag-uusapan muna natin guys yung pinagkaiba niya sa common or regular ruffle. While pareho sila guys na ginagamit as details sa most garment designs, from the sleeves to the neckline, skirt, collar, I mean basically anywhere you want it placed in your project. Actually guys, at first glance, you might think that they are the same, lalo na dun sa mga high fashion garments that we see na puno ng ruffles, but hindi guys. They are technically not the same. Based on my experience guys, after cutting this kind of ruffle, which is the flounce or circular ruffle, I discovered 4 traits that differentiates it from the regular ruffles that we commonly use in our projects. And these are, first, the process of cutting. The second is the amount of fabric used. The third is the ways of achieving the frill of the ruffles. And the fourth one is the appearance. Let's talk first about the process. A regular ruffle can be made by cutting a rectangular fabric, while in flounce or circular ruffle, more like a donut shape at spiral yung cut ng fabric natin. In terms naman sa amount ng fabric na magagamit, to have a better understanding, let's take a look at this illustration I made using my Toddler's Paint app. To make a regular ruffle, you can conveniently cut rectangles at any part of your fabric. While with flounce or circular ruffle, you'll need a wide enough fabric so you can draft a full circle or a spiral curve, which will unfortunately make you end up with this wasted space in your fabric. So if you prefer to do a flounce, I recommend that you get more fabric than what you would get when doing a regular ruffle. The third is the ways of achieving the frills of the ruffle. When we say frill or frills guys, ito yung wrinkling or pag-wave ng fabric, which is the result of gathering or pleating sa top side ng fabric natin. In regular ruffles, there are 2 ways in achieving it. First is by base stitching one edge of our rectangular fabric, then gathering it down in a smaller area by pulling one string of the thread. Second is by doing pleats or folds across one edge of the fabric, then stitching it to secure the folds. While in flounce or circular ruffle, you can opt on not doing any gathering or pleating since when you straighten your curved cut fabric, as you can see, nagkikreate siya ng frills on its own, so you can directly sew to attach it to the other fabric. However, if you want to add more fullness to your flounce, same with the regular ruffle, you can also gather your fabric and do foldings to make pleats. But you can only do this on the inner side of the circle or curve. We are now down to the last criteria that differentiates regular ruffles to flounce, the appearance. As you may observe when you compare these two sets of ruffles, you could barely see their difference on spot since kukonti lang yung sample natin, but when you use this on a larger scale, you will realize that gathered or pleated flounce give more fullness since without the need of gathering or pleating, freely na siya on its own. Pero pag i-compare naman natin yung samples ng regular ruffles natin guys, sa first sample ng ating flounce, on spot, you could surely see yung pinagkaiba nila since the regular ruffle has been gathered and pleated to achieve the frills. While in this flounce, the top edge has only been laid flat to create fullness or frill on the bottom part of the fabric. Now let's move on to cutting our flounce. I call the first a donut-shaped cut and the other one the spiral curved cut. Let's start with the donut-shaped cut. The measurements that we will use are the desired length of the part on our project where we will apply the ruffle and the width of our ruffle. Since I would be putting the flounce ruffle on the waist part, I needed to get my waist circumference, which is 29 inches. We will add 1 inch for seam allowance, which brings us 30 inches as our desired length. This process that I'll be showing you guys is exactly the same as how I cut my circle skirt. Through this formula, desired ruffle length minus 1 inch divided by 6. Our desired length is 30 inches minus 1 inch equals 29 inches divided by 6, which brings us 4.83 inches. You can directly draft these on your fabric or you can use a drafting paper first as I did. Let's fold this paper crosswise, then fold it again. From the tip of the folded sides, we apply the 4.83 inches markings, then peel the ruler continuously by making the same measurement markings until we reach the other side, thus making a curve. From the first curve, we can now apply the ruffle width. Mine is 4 inches including hem allowance. Trace the broken lines, then cut. I cut it in half for my front and back bodies. It's now time to cut the spiral curved flounce, where we will use same measurements as the latter, but apply the ruffle width first. Let's use another clean sheet of paper. Let's fold this paper twice as shown here. Then do markings along the crease. Let's assign these sections as first, second, third, and fourth. From the center, let's make 1 inch markings. Then continuously mark same measurement by sloping the ruler until we create a mini circle. Let's now apply our ruffle width on the first and second section of our paper. From the circle curve, let's mark 4 inches until we reach the second section boundary. From the curve on the third section, let's make another curve tracing it back to the first markings. We can now continue to draft our 4 inches markings on the third and the fourth sections with this new curve as the base of our measurement. In case you need more than we are making right now, you can cut this pattern on many sheets of fabric, or you can use wider fabric so you can add more layers to your spiral curve. The inner part of our spiral curve starts here, then ends here. Before cutting, I measured the inner side of the curve to check if this will give me enough length that I need, which is 30 inches. After making sure that I have more than enough, it's now time to cut our spiral curved cut flounce. In here, I am making two 15-inch cuts for my front and back bodies. So that's about it, guys. I hope I made this tutorial vlog as simple and easy to learn and process as I meant to make it would be. I also hope this answers some of your questions regarding this topic. If you have more concerns, further questions, and inquiries, you can freely write it in the comment section right down below. I'll be reading and replying to each one of them as soon as I could. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in my next one.